Now, the old Honda Jazz came in at a time when the Indian market wasn't quite open to spending 9 lakh on a premium hatchback. That, however, was a long time ago. The Indian market now is a lot more open to premium hatchbacks. The challenge then for the 2015 Jazz is going to be a lot different. The biggest one being the much loved Hyundai Elite i20. So, does the 2015 Jazz have what it takes to beat a 2014 Car of the Year? Let's find out. Picking between the new Honda Jazz and the Hyundai Elite i20 in terms of looks is not easy. While Honda has given the new Jazz a sharper and more aggressive design while retaining the overall silhouette, Hyundai's Fluidic Sculpture 2 design philosophy looks attractive too. So it all boils down to personal preferences and tastes. The interior of the Jazz looks quite similar to the City, so much that there's even a blank panel where the button start on the sedan is. The overall layout with 2 large boxes for the infotainment system and the automatic climate control isn't the most attractive either. Talking about climate control, the chunky knobs on the older Jazz were a lot easier to use on the go than the touchscreen controls on the current version. The build quality and the fit and finish aren't as good as the Elite i20 either. What the Jazz loses out on all these aspects, it tries to make up in terms of space and practicality. With 354 litres compared to Elite i20's 285 litres, it also steals the title of the biggest boot in the class. The seats of the Jazz are soft and comfortable, but not as supportive as the ones on the Elite i20. As far as space is concerned, the Honda is a clear winner here with ample of leg and knee room. Hyundai Elite i20's dashboard gets a beige and black combination which continues onto the door panels and the seat fabric, and it is a neat touch. The overall quality of plastics feels a lot superior to the Jazz. The center console is better laid out, and although this particular model doesn't get a touchscreen infotainment system, Hyundai has installed one in the newer 2015 models. The aircon knobs are well within reach and a lot easier to use than the ones on the Jazz. While the i20 was the segment leader in terms of space so far, the launch of the new Jazz has changed that equation. There's a fair bit of leg and knee room, and the seat bottom is long enough to support the thighs well. However, due to the small rear windows, the Elite i20 just doesn't feel as airy as the Jazz. In terms of features, both cars come fairly well equipped, leaving little to complain about. But the Honda offering misses out on button start, keyless entry, automatic headlamps and wipers, making the Hyundai pip ahead in this department. Now this new Honda Jazz gives the same 1.5 diesel that we have already seen on the Amaze, Mobilio and the City, and Honda clearly has worked towards making it feel a little more refined. However, the engine noise still seeps into the cabin. As far as the engine itself is concerned, you don't really feel a sudden surge in power at any point in time. The linear power delivery makes it feel pretty quick on its heels. The flat torque curve ensures that you don't really have to work the 6-speed gearbox time and again, may it be in the city or on the highway. Both these cars feel very different as far as the nature of the engine is concerned. The Elite i20 feels a lot smoother and is definitely silent in the cabin. However, it only comes into its own once past the 2000 RPM marker, which means you have to work the 6-speed gearbox time and again. The Honda Jazz, thanks to its short gear ratios, is definitely easier to drive. It doesn't demand too many shifts even in city traffic conditions, but on the negative side, the box feels a little clunky. The Elite i20 on the other hand is the other end of the spectrum. It demands more shifts while driving in the city to keep it in its torque range, but then shifting between gears is a lot smoother too. Show both cars a series of bends and the Jazz feels a bit more confident taking them on. Although there's a fair bit of body roll, unlike the Elite i20, there is some feedback on the steering wheel. The all-new Jazz claims an ARAI approved efficiency of 27.3 km per litre. The Elite i20 on the other hand isn't as efficient with a claim figure of 22.54 kmpl. The Hyundai Elite i20 is priced at Rs 8.09 lakh, which is 50,000 rupees less than the top of the line Jazz, which is priced at 8.59 lakh.
So, which one of these should you buy? If you're looking for a car that gives you practicality as well as space, then the Jazz is definitely the best bet. However, it is not going to make you feel any special. And that is where the Hyundai Elite i20 emerges at the top. It not only feels premium, has a fair bit of space, good features and decent performance to go with it. To us then, the Hyundai Elite i20 continues to rule the segment.